Apologies for the absence, please. It's only Colin, isn't it, I think?
I know it.
Oh, I know Owen. Owen's just, he's here in spirit. And I think we can both accept those, which is good. Declarations of any interest, pecuniary or personal, or prejudicial, please. I certainly have a personal interest in the two planning applications on Burton Road in the Orchard. And as a result, Peter has kindly volunteered to chair the meeting at that point because I should withdraw.
Personal observation for the planning, same planning.
And Bob would just withdraw.
Predetermination on the three.
Predetermination.
Anybody else?
Anything else, anybody? Okay, thank you. With the council's approval, can we jump to matters for consideration rather than going on to the planning, and then perhaps Richard can disappear slightly earlier, if that's all right, Richard?
That's fine with me.
Can I, well, thank you for coming, Richard. Before we start, and I think it's the key item on this one is it SID, and what's happened, and Richard's not aware of this. As a result of our last council meeting, I took it upon myself to discuss the issue with the police. And I was more than pleasantly surprised on the positive outcome and results that will arise. It is true to say, whether we like it or not, we have a speeding problem in the village. And it's not going to go away. And many of you will have seen the article in response to my article in the last Brent Knoll News, where it said something about it's just a matter of time before a child or a grandchild is injured or killed. I said this to the police, I said it's only a matter of, it is, and their response was, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. They were not at all shocked at the sort of speeds I was telling them we have noted. And he has suggested three things. One, this is a gypsy warning to everybody present. There will be a speed trap in the village sometime. I can't say when, but there will be one. They are happy to do one, and it will go on their list of monitoring.
Was that a mobile?
A mobile speed trap. The second one is that evidently there was a box on the outside of the village hall, or in the village hall somewhere, which the police had, and people could put anonymous notes in to say items of concern, whether it's speeding or anything else. But as we're talking about speeding, PC Wills did say to me that he knows, because the problem with the mobile speed trap, it'll only be like 9 till 5 or whatever. And if we want to catch people earlier than those times, if he knew the times, he's happy to come out with his own speed camera and sit at the end of Brent Street or wherever and do the necessary. He said he has done it historically, and he said it was like shelling peas. So, I've asked Bob already, but PC Wills has got 3 spare boxes, so we can put one back outside on the outside of the village hall, and then we'll put a note inside the Brent Knoll News for parishioners to say, if you've got any anonymous things you wish the police to know, please put it in the box.
So the previous box,
We
there
don't.
were speeding concerns, or we don't know?
I think there was the ability to put anonymous tips to the police.
Oh, right. So we don't know if there was anything collected in the box.
Sorry, a remarks box.
Remark.
Remarks box, yes. But the police are the only ones that have the key.
But there has been a box there previously.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
when
previously.
they had surgery, first of all.
And
So was that some time ago?
I think it was taken down because the building was repainted or something.
No, we were actually asked to take it down by the police because they said they didn't want it there anymore because we left it there for a long time and it was doing nothing. And then they contacted us and said, would we mind removing it? And we said we had no problem in doing that. But as I say, you can still see the holes in the wall. It basically was in the lobby, so as people go into the hall, it was there And the reason for that initially was because if it was outside, it was open to all the elements, whereas inside it was maintained better.
So is that something we ought to put on the agenda to discuss? Maybe reciting these 3 boxes again?
No, they've got 3 spare, we'll only have 1.
Ah, right.
So, and it'll be 1 in the village hall.
Oh, so
But
it's
with
been
the village hall-
reinstated?
So with the village hall's approval, which,
I think, to be honest, the hall's view, and I think it would be fair to say, is if we were putting it back where it used to be, the hall never had a problem with it being there anyway, so we'd be happy to.
so if the council are happy, I will go back to PC Wills and say, let me have your new box and we'll get it put up.
I
Outside?
propose we do that.
Outside?
In the hall, in the foyer.
Peter's proposed,
Yeah.
are we all in agreement, please? Yes, thank you. And then the other thing he was saying was, Owen had already made reference to the parking in Ivy Planet Hall was a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
And I did say to him, not only that, we're having problems with the highways over getting the yellow lines marked. And he said, I am more than happy to put a police response to highways to support your case.
Brilliant.
Excellent.
That's good.
I was on the phone with PC Wills for 20 minutes and I thought, what a nice bloke. He's really positive,
He is a
he's very proactive. But just don't cross him. So the issue of the 80% that we were concerned about on the upper limit on speeding didn't seem to worry him too much, and we're on the list for the no speed cameras.
Do we know, sorry, do we know particular times of day when this is happening,
No.
speeding?
I don't know when, where,
Okay.
or
Yeah,
if.
that's what police are asking us. If we know.
Oh, see, the actual speeding.
Actual time.
When we go, when we perhaps discuss further with Richard, I mean, because Sid will record the time and the speed, we can actually, and hopefully
Spot timing.
we can actually see where the location is. We can then give PC,
Well, he then can target that.
he can target those times. Anyway, so that's the background to where we've got, and that was sort of sponsored or came out of the analysis of that data you kindly sent me, Richard. So it's been a very useful exercise, and actually the police were quite surprised that somebody had sent SID data to them. He said, we've never had it before.
What's the point of the bloody thing?
Well, you have to ask yourself that, but I mean, I'm not saying this is just for Brent Knoll, this is other parishes. I noticed coming here tonight, it's not working again, Richard. Is there a problem?
No, it's just that it's been about a week now. Depends upon the number of cars that cause it to flash. The batteries deplete, and it's just about depleted now. So I've got the new batteries on charge, ready to go. I'm actually going to leave the SID where it is. Right. Normally I'll put it back on Brent Street. Seems completely pointless right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do, for the first time, simply change the batteries. Leave it where it is. It's quite a good spot, that really. That's for the old SEC mounting point. I'm just going to simply change the batteries over and leave it for another week or so until the roadworks hopefully start clearing, and then, well, it's probably 6 weeks, isn't it? So actually the SID may become a bit redundant over that time rather than just bunging it up and down Burton Road.
Would it be too much of a pain to just say, as it's on Burton Road, when the batteries go in, could you just send me 5 days of data, please?
Well, I was going to go one better than that.
Oh God.
This is a CD DVD of the very latest data from Radar Lux. Any of you, I mean, can take this CD, put it on your laptop,
Yeah.
iPad, PC, whatever you like. Well, you don't want a PC, because if you want to interrogate it, you need to stand next to it, because most machines now are Bluetooth enabled. My old one didn't actually plug a little thing in, but my current one just linked straight in. So what I was going to suggest was, a parish councillor, I feel, should, at least one, hopefully more than one of you, would like to have this, pass it round, stick the software on your whatever, and download the data.
Have we got a volunteer that would be prepared to do it? Because my equipment won't do it, I'm afraid.
Is it all right?
I'm happy to analyse the data. It's just getting the information off the SID unit,
I
the
use
summary data.
Apple, will it be alright on Apple?
Yeah,
No, I
yeah.
wouldn't get a disc in there.
What?
I wouldn't get a disc in there.
I was going to say, my latest thing I bought is one of these super slim laptops, doesn't have a DVD drive.
No, normally.
So I've got a remote drive, and I loaded mine on, because most things you can download from the internet actually now, that's what I've learned really about. Any bit of software you really want, you just go on the internet and download it, you don't use DVDs at all. But that is quite specific, and it's not available over the internet. And it can be downloaded very easily, but you need to plug in, if your machine's got a USB port, which I'm sure it has, because everything has, then you can plug in a little device. And so if anybody wants to do it, I can lend them my little remote drive and they can stick it in.
I prefer to
So
stay with my
that was
hammer
passed
and
through
nails.
this.
You stand with your hammer and nails, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would do it, but I'm not sure my computer would be capable of doing it. It's a Toshiba, it's a very cheap Toshiba. It's got a disc.
Yeah, the actual software is quite a low capacity. It doesn't need a lot of room to actually load, because all it's doing basically is just putting up a table, which you then, when you link it to the unit, will download the data, and then you can take the data off. You can take the data off it if you like, or you can just leave it on. It's not. It depends on how much you want to put on it, but most machines will handle it fairly easily.
Does the data come down as a compressed file?
No, it's just a straight file. I think there's some. Well, don't forget, as I found out from Radarlux, they have this bit of they have this little bit of analysis software. I forgot the name of it. East Brent had bought it. Cost about 50 quid. I told Owen about it. I don't know whether he reported it to you. And it means you plug that data straight into their software, and it breaks out all the medians, the maximums, the averages, and all the rest of it. So that bit of software would be quite useful. I'm surprised the council hasn't bought it really, because I thought if you are interested in data. By the way, I would raise one point. My own view is the data is interesting, and it will be useful on one specific occasion to see where is the most likely place to put a speed camera. My view is that the main purpose or the main function for this SIG, which is useful to the village, is it simply flashes a warning up. That's its primary use for me. Getting the data is very nice, and it is handy to have it, which I'm saying I think the parish council should be fully conversant with what it picks up when it picks it up. Not on a permanent basis, but I think every few months you can just have a little look at the previous week, type thing. But the primary purpose, I think, is that it's there just to remind people that that there is a speed limit, and that they need to just be conscious of the fact that they're driving carefully. But the data can be downloaded easily.
I've actually written a program to analyse the data anyway, so we've actually got effectively an Excel spreadsheet that will do it. So I just feed the data in, copy it across, and it'll do max, min, average, 10%, 20%, whatever.
But your iPad there will,
Yeah.
that will also do it.
Yeah.
That will pick it up, because they are Bluetooth, and that's all you need. So as long as that software is on the machine, and you stand within, I've stood within about 25 yards of it actually, it will link up, and it'll find it, and then you can just press download.
If there's any problem, if Brian's prepared to have a go, if there's any issue, is it all right for him to speak with you? And
Of course, yeah. But it's pretty straightforward. But I would hope that to a degree you might want to.
Yeah, I'll pass it on then.
Yeah.
Can I
Yes,
make one more point? In the previous times you've put the speed camera up just beyond, is it just near the school? No, beyond the school.
There's what? Yeah,
The
the
on
on
the
the
left going out.
going out
And-
next to the shop.
Yes, near that. And no, not next to the shop.
Oh, further on.
There's a recess. You put it with us, it is a 30 sign there as well. Anyway,
It's on a
sometimes
39 post, yeah.
when that's been there, somebody has parked his van right in front so it cannot be seen.
I know, and what can you do about that really, you can't do much, but I've avoided putting it there on one occasion, when the van was there, I thought,
Yeah.
no, I'm not putting it here.
Yeah.
Because I haven't actually fixed up a little rotor, so I know
Yeah.
sequentially where the thing goes. Incidentally, this is something you should be aware of and then forget it. These Brent people are having fun with that, by the way. They've had a breakdown twice now.
Yeah.
And I was quite amused when they put it just before the very sharp bend by the old butcher's shop there. I thought, well, let's just 65 miles an hour there, ain't going to do anything. Anyway, they seem to be struggling with this, and they've had a defective unit which went back to Germany after all of argy-bargy, and they found there was something wrong with it, something wrong with the software. So then it's had condensation in it, and it's failed again, and it's gone back to Germany again. I've noticed on ours it had some condensation in it. The last time I had it down opposite Roger Walters there, that place down on Burton Row. Okay, it was fairly damp period. There's a lot of nettles growing around it, so that could have given it a fair bit of stick. But I thought the fact there's any condensation in it at all was bad news. Since then, it hasn't had any. But I'm just want to be aware of the fact if it starts to malfunction at all, I'll get straight onto you and let you know that we should be in touch with Radar Lux, who are now only linked into Germany, I think. That's East Brent found. East Brent actually also, for whatever reason, got some guidance from, I think, Somerset County Council, which Bob may know about, which I'm ignoring, and I think you should as well, giving them some strict instructions as to where the settings should be with regard to minimums and maximums, and they're a complete load of nonsense. It would make the thing almost ineffective. And I've not heard it, right? But be aware of the fact there is the potential for someone from Somerset County Council to say you've got to use these settings, and it's a complete nonsense. You can't, for instance, put a reasonable maximum on.
There was talk about you finding a site on Station Road. Have you found a site there yet?
I personally, there is a location which could be used. We need a clamp for it, by the way. My own view is that it's not necessary.
Right.
I'm yet seeing on speed down Station Road, mainly because there's cars parked on the left-hand side there, and you need to have your... You won't need a speed cam, you need a flipping gun to shoot somebody if there's not a speed down there.
Interestingly enough, as part of the submissions that we've received from at least 4 people, if not 5, regarding the potential for housing on that area, they all refer to speeding in Station Road. Now, if it's perception, that's fine, but if it's perception, we need to perhaps challenge that perception, and is it just worth putting it up in Station Road for a period to prove one way or the other?
If you get Owen to buy another clamp.
That's all it needs. Can you just make a note of that, please?
Clamps are available 2 ways. You can buy one from Red Lights themselves, which can cost about 50 quid. They are very nice clamps. That's like the one at the far end of Brent Street. It's reversible, it's a beautifully made thing. Or you can buy or get for free the other ones I've had, which have come from Dave Grabham at Somerset County Council, where he's had some replicas made. They're quite nasty really, but they work.
So you prefer them to come from...
The Radar Lights one is much nicer, but both work. And once you clamp them onto the
Doesn't make a difference.
30 post, then the thing just looks on it
And
anyway.
£50.
But I think they're about 50 quid the Radar
I would
Lights
say
one.
to Owen, he can
But if you
explore.
can just put a call in to Dave Grabham, you might find that he'll say, oh, I've got a spare one, I'll send it you.
Do you know that? Do you know him, Bob?
Oh yeah.
He's certainly one that Owen's been dealing with in the past.
Yeah, so, good. And the location, by the way, is, there's a 30 marker sign just past South Brent Close entrance, isn't that? On the right-hand side coming into the village.
Yeah.
And it would sit there quite easily.
Excellent.
But it would prove a point, it would prove a negative.
So, you're absolutely right, Richard, and if people have a perception, it is a perception until you prove it one way or the other. Absolutely. Malcolm, were you wanting to say something?
No.
Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon.
They mentioned 6 accidents. I don't really remember hearing of those.
In the last 2.5 years, I think there's been one. I'm aware of. I don't know about 6. Unless anybody knows any more.
No.
This is the bend on Station Road.
Yeah.
Right, what, at the back?
It's the lorries always knock the wall down, but they don't stop.
Whether you can't class that as an accident,
It's not an accident.
it's just irrational driving.
That corner is intimidating to some people, but it's not actually dangerous. There is only one danger, and I don't know whether I'll be able to find this. If you're driving from Burton Road towards Brent Street and you come to it, and there's somebody if someone's waiting to turn right, they'll generally stop and wait very carefully. If they go to the side of farm,
Straight over.
they go straight over. And that's the only real danger there, but other than that, that's just bad driving, of course.
Was there any other issues for Richard? Well, thank you for continuing, and I think the important thing is whoever gets the data, we need to know where it's cited, please, for the data download. But thanks for your
I'm
continuing.
wondering if there's any way
We can
on
code
the
it.
data you can actually code it to give a location. I'm not sure there is. Other than when you download it, as long as you know where it's come from, you can make the heading, the location. But I don't think we've got a major speeding problem in the village, but part of the reason is I think we keep 2 things present. Keep the sin in place because it reminds people, and lots of parked cars.
Yeah.
They're lovely. They're keeping speeds down.
I think the problem is
So annoying, but
it's not perhaps during the day, but there are certain times early in the morning and at night, and the rat run down.
you may have seen it from that data that I sent you, and I've looked at some since. There are some high speeds, particularly in, say, Burton Road at sort of 3 o'clock in the morning and even down sort of Brent Street. But we're quite frank with you, I don't think that's a particular worry for us. That isn't the time that there's actual danger. And what we're after is safety here, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, what I personally don't want to have happen in the village is somebody is injured or worse. And that's everybody's nightmare.
Well, the point I was making was that if that data was given to the police and they saw that at 2 o'clock in the morning on Burton Road someone was going 50 miles an hour, we're going to put a speed camera there.
No.
Nothing achieved.
On the basis that 10% were doing over 33, and I know 33 you could argue, well, would you actually get a speeding ticket at 34?
Yeah.
But you could do, if the police were minded.
Well, there's less traffic down Burton Road, but you'll find that the batteries there will run down faster there because most people will hit that 28 to 31 miles an hour that causes the thing to go off.
Right.
So that's why the batteries wind down fairly quickly. But yeah.
Well, thank you for that, and thank you for your continued efforts, because I think it's a valuable asset.
I don't know whether this is going to come up again, but Bob may know. I've written a little note back to a chap that wrote in last Brent Knoll News, urging him to come onto the parish council at the next election, because he was proposing that traffic calming should be raised as an issue again, which I did many years ago. And my letter, which Bob may print, I don't know, raises that point, that I think if the parish council, and he in particular, wanted to raise it as an issue, traffic calming could be installed, as it is in many villages. It tended to be not popular. Let's put it, I think Brian may remember all this stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't popular, was it?
I've still got a copy of the letter I sent you objecting.
There you are, you see. I have comments from, it's where are gearboxes out, going around chicanes or over humps or around things. You get quite a big backlash. But,
We were talking like that nearly 25 years ago.
absolutely, yes, but
Talking about sleeping police.
no, people think they have to change down gears all the time, you see, to go around things. So therefore they're wearing out the gearbox. But it's that sort of irrational rule that you tend to get back from putting out anything positive.
Well, there's all sleeping policemen, so if you're running my car, it won't if you go at a reasonable speed.
Except my Lotus, believe me. It takes a while. I found this week, it takes a while. Thank you. Brian, let me know if you need a drive.
Cheerio.
Okay.
Richard, thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
Whilst we're on matters of consideration, we might just finish that off. play equipment mugger updates, as far as I know,
It's all in hand. It's been ordered from Sutcliffe Play. I did look at a Wicksteed one, but that was rubbish, I'm afraid. I was very disappointed about that. We went to see one at Spaxton, which was fantastic. And it's been ordered, and end of August, being starting to put in, take about a week to install.
excellent.
Who have you ordered it from?
So,
Sutcliffe.
Sutcliffe Play, Bridgewater. And it's going to be green. We chose green as the colour.
And it's going to take a week to install.
About 8 days.
And we're looking for a celebrity to open it.
Yeah.
Tongue in cheek, isn't it? But I think it would be quite nice that we do have some form of opening, where we can at least get the press interested in something. But I think the boy that actually,
Cameron is out of
the boy that raised the issue when the goalposts were taken down in the first place, and I said in my email, I met him, Christine and I were up here, and we met him on the green. I think he should come and kick the ball in.
Why not? Yeah.
Kick the first ball.
Encourage the teenagers.
Yes, brilliant.
We want to put a suitable note in the BKN,
Me, I'm a bit
actually saying that
suddenly
the
walking around
council
you a
has
bit.
made the
I'm
effort
going
and
to take
spent
these
money.
to
Oh, yes.
So it brings his attention to the way
Yeah, good
in due course.
Any urgent highway matters? I don't know why Owen had put that on. I guess because we are meeting.
He wants to know if any other things have been done. I think the pothole outside of...
Oh, outside the tennis club, that's been done.
yeah.
Thank you. According to Owen, highways say you can't have the yellow lines or the lines
That's
down
right.
that S bend because
Now,
there's no requirement for it anymore. And I think that's a stupid argument. And I think that's why the police have said they would support our view if we want to appeal that decision.
It will.
Yeah.
on highways, actually, I did notice going down Brent Street towards the Fox and Goose that they painted the white line on the right-hand side, sort of indicating a pathway. There are a lot of bushes overgrowing the road, and they really should be cut back. And I think that we need to take note of that. Not on your side of the road, yeah?
Absolutely not. Mine is beautifully clean.
Well, I'm sure it is. But, you've got no yellow white line on.
But I've had a complaint through the council about my hedge being 1.2 metres.
High.
Yeah.
Well, not high, is the question.
No, but I mean, there are hedges encroaching upon that rather narrow little walkway, and I think the landowners should be told to cut it back,
I agree.
or we get it done.
There's a good example as you come from East Brent on the bend.
No, we need to.
I know it's not in our village, but it,
So perhaps we better take a note of the houses where it is.
request from Parish Hall on dates. Are we happy with those 2 dates? I think I've been sent a separate email.
Can we both declare a
I was
personal
just going to
interest on that?
say, no, declare personal interest.
Yeah,
On the Parish Hall dates?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that I read the Brent Knoll news regarding the fate, and everybody but the council had a mention. The fact that we loaned the field.
I'll have a word with Janet Green. She wrote-
Have a word with
she
the
wrote
editor
it.
afterwards.
No, on page, about the fate. He said, thank you to everybody that helped, thank you for...
I said she wrote the...
Speak, yeah.
Oh, no, that's not the birthday celebration.
So what date are we going to go for?
The dates that,
2 dates that were requested was
17th.
the
10th
10th of June,
June for the fete,
For the
and
fete.
15th of July for the music on the green.
and 15th of July. Are we happy with those?
For next year?
Next year, 2017.
I don't know whether it's relevant now, but concerning the music on the green sounded fine, but their tune-up and whatever went on for a couple of hours beforehand, and it was at full volume.
It did go on for a very long time, I quite agree.
Right.
I've got no comments about the actual concert, but their preparation
Yeah. So it's true, my missus said I should go that way. Just
Well, it had been blown up by the Fox and Goose, actually. It was low.
the wind coming out from the east end.
So I think that's everything, and then we can go on to planning, if that's all right.
Right, okay. I'll put it out there, see, I don't think I've seen it.
We'll do the caravan, is that the caravan?
Yeah, this is,
Caravan.
this is the,
Caravan cycle.
This is not
this is Westbrook Farm.
Yes, that's the games room and the barn, he wants to change the barn and the games room storage.
Westbrook
Right.
Farm.
Basically, filling the sides in.
It is to, right, okay. Right. Westbrook Farm, Hart Road, Brent Knoll, planning application number 07/16, Trevor 7. Change of use of land from agricultural to touring caravan site, including the resiting of agricultural building to be converted to games room and equipment store. Applicant Mr. Bigwood. This application is for the change of use of land to make 33 new pitches for touring caravans for both holidays on site or for stopovers on their way to other destinations. The site opening hours are 24 hours each day. This proposed development will be sited behind the existing caravan park and will be screened from the road. Now I can go down. What else? Which is fairly right. And this site is located close to the A38 with easy access to the M5 and is approached from a narrow country lane, Hart Road, which joins the junction at Fox and Goose onto the A38. I'm just filling in because this is in the access statement, it's just the background. The expected users of the proposed site will be those who want overnight pitches. In the design statement it states, if in-transit visitors have to be turned away through lack of space, it is considered not a problem and the economic benefits outweigh any traffic difficulties which would occur. That is what they have in their statement. I thought it was important to mention that. Anyway, we can go through, I can go through the material considerations on that. The flood risk here, which applies to the site, is the Environmental Agency map shows that the proposed caravan park is within flood zone 2. On the comments which we have from the Environmental Agency regarding the flooding, it said, in the absence of an acceptable flood risk assessment, we object. Because that was, we checked the date and that was taken after, obviously this was sent in and put in their statement. So that's the situation on the flooding, because they obviously have to, they're not satisfied with what they've offered.
Until they do a proper flood.
Yes, exactly. Well, they have done, in their assessment, there is a statement, but it's not sufficient.
Fine.
You know, so that's it, because it's fairly, anyway.